The road infrastructure across the southern Cameroon's Ambazonia this rainy season has reached a state of near collapse, leaving thousands of inhabitants in dire conditions. A recent case that underscores the broader infrastructure crisis is the collapse of the Libielem-Chang access road. It got severed into two recently due to heavy rains and floods. This vital route, which serves as the only link between Libielem and the rest of Ambazonia, plus La République du Cameroon, has been rendered impassable, stranding residents and cutting off access to essential services and, of course, economic activity. As the government of La République du Cameroon continues its historical neglect of this region, inhabitants of Libielem, without assistance, took it upon themselves to attempt repairs on the stretch of road. The community-led efforts serve as a desperate measure to reconnect the area, despite lacking the technical expertise and resources typically required for such a task. But Libielem's isolation is not an isolated incident, nor does it stem purely from natural causes. The region is not linked by a road to its neighboring Manu County, despite the two areas being less than 25 minutes apart. Less than 25 minutes. This absence of direct routes connecting Ambazonian communities is no accident. Rather, it is seen by many as a deliberate policy by the colonial government of La République du Cameroon. For decades, Ambazonian communities have been forced to travel through francophone towns to access their own neighboring areas within the southern Cameroons. This detour not only imposes additional economic burdens on travelers, but also serves to further entrench a sense of isolation, disenfranchisement, and marginalization of Amazonian populations. Libielem's current road crisis is a stark example of what many refer to as La République du Cameroon's deliberate policy of underdevelopment in all of the southern Cameroon's Ambazonia since unification. The people of this county, who have long suffered from inadequate infrastructure, are now forced to confront the reality that their so-called government is incapable to invest in basic amenities such as roads. Instead of facilitating movement between Ambazonian towns, La République du Cameroon policy maintains a system of indirect routes that funnel all traffic through francophone areas, a method some argue is intended to subjugate the region and suppress any attempts at autonomy. The Libielem road collapse is just one piece of a larger, deeply entrenched infrastructure crisis that has gripped the entirety of Ambazonia since unification. For years, roads connecting major towns and cities were left in various states of decay, with minimal or no government intervention. The Kumbalum Road, which passes through critical towns like Tombe and the Bakosi lands, is in a similar state of disrepair. This road, vital for trade and transport in the region, remains largely impassable due to erosion, lack of maintenance, or neglect. Another significant example is the Kumbo in Kambe Road, which, like many other roads in the region, or in Ambazonia is crucial for connecting communities but has been left to deteriorate. Bamenda Wum Road, Njikwa, Ngi, Kumba, Indian Road and others suffer the same fate, where potholes, landslides, and washed-out bridges have rendered these roads dangerous and unreliable for regular travel. Perhaps the most damning example of this neglect is the road leading to Bamenda, the third largest city in the country Cameroon wants us to believe is one and indivisible. For years, the access road to this critical city of Bamenda was virtually non-existent, turning what should be a smooth drive into a grueling and hazardous journey. Bamenda, despite its economic and historical significance, has been repeatedly overlooked when it came to road infrastructural development, deepening the frustrations of the Ambazonian population of this region. If a city of such magnitude and importance can be neglected for so long, what hope do smaller, more isolated communities like the BLM have? The dilapidated state of road infrastructure in Ambazonia is not just a matter of inconvenience. It has far-reaching social and economic implications. Roads are the arteries of any economy, essential for the movement of goods, people, and services. In the southern Cameroon's Ambazonia, the absence of reliable roads has strangled local economies, making it nearly impossible for farmers to transport their produce to markets or for businesses to operate efficiently. Moreover, the isolation created by these poor roads has cut off access to vital services such as healthcare and education. In many parts of Ambazonia, community hospitals or health centers are few and far between, and the ones that do exist are typically understaffed and under-equipped. Shockingly, it is often the communities, the same communities themselves, that bear the burden of staffing these facilities, sometimes even paying the salaries of doctors and nurses. The same holds true for schools. In many municipalities, when the government decrees the establishment of a school, it is the parents who must come together to move bricks, build classrooms, and even hire and pay teachers. This reality paints a damning picture of the so-called unification between the southern Cameroons and La République du Cameroon. For a region that contributes an estimated 82% of Cameroon's GDP, largely through its natural resources, what does it have to show for decades of union with La République du Cameroon? The overwhelming evidence suggests little to nothing. For the people of Ambazonia, the state of their roads and the broader infrastructure crisis represent just one aspect of a larger pattern of neglect and disenfranchisement by La République du Cameroon. With no roads, no government-built schools or hospitals, and a continued policy of marginalization, it is no wonder that the calls for separation and independence only grow louder each year, and for 8 good years. As community members take on the responsibility of repairing roads, building schools, and staffing hospitals, one must affirm that the La République du Cameroon government since effectively abandoned its duties to these regions or to all of Amazonia. So the question is, what justification remains for maintaining the union? The Amazonian people have long argued that their push for independence is not just about political autonomy, but about the right to self-determination and dignity, an opportunity to take control of their own affairs and provide the services that their government has failed to deliver, or the government of La République du Cameroon has failed to deliver for over 60 years. For many, the dilapidated state of the Libialem Chang Road, the Kumba Lum Road, and the Kumbo Nkambe Road, among others, stands as a symbol of everything that has gone wrong in the union between the Southern Cameroons and La République du Cameroon. Our roads, our schools and hospitals were better. They were better before we met La République du Cameroon. Remember the days of PWD? The Amazonian struggle for independence is rooted in the belief that true progress and development can only come through separation from a government or a country that has systematically underdeveloped our own part of the country. If the crumbling roads, abandoned schools, and neglected hospitals are not reason enough to justify Ambazonia's fight for independence, then it's hard to imagine what else could motivate them.